So the MONARCH study is 1/3 clinical trial showing benefit in the first-line setting when you combine a CDK4/6 inhibitor with hormonal therapy in estrogen receptor-positive breast cancer. So this is a very interesting option for patients that don't need chemotherapy as a upfront regimen. And what we can see is that the response rates are sometimes even bigger and more long-lasting than when you give chemotherapy, and with much less toxicity. So this is really changing the way clinicians decide the first-line therapy for hormonal receptor-positive breast cancer. So usually, only if you had very indolent disease is that the clinicians decided to go for endocrine therapy first. For example, bone metastasis or non-visceral metastasis. But with these new agents, and now third clinical trial showing really a dramatic improvement and spectacular responses also, irrespective of the location of the metastasis. So clinicians can have the option to give endocrine therapy plus CDK4/6 inhibitors. Not all of them are approved in the first-line indication yet, but imagine you have approval for across all the three options. It will probably depend on each country and institution. So sometimes they have different relationships. It's a cost-effective or effective. All of them probably are as effective. I don't see any of them being more effective than the others. Apparently the benefit that you gain is exactly the same in terms of progression-free survival and response rates. It will be more a cost-related decision, and probably also the side effects profile. So clinicians have experience with one agent more than the others. So as Dr. Dilea was commenting, some of them have more neutropenia than others. Abemaciclib, for example, has less neutropenia but more diarrhea than the others. So it really depends on how quickly the patient can get to the hospital, how frequent he comes to the visit, to really have blood tests to confirm the blood counts. For example, if the patient lives far from the hospital and wants less often visits and exams, probably abemaciclib instead of the others. But again, this is physicians' experience, and internally in the hospital, probably there are internal guidelines that you will follow. Very unlikely, but one unanswered question is whether you can have a response after progression to one of them by switching to another. Maybe some academic groups. I'm not really expert. I don't know how the drug development is going in that setting. But one interesting question is really to see if we can rescue resistance to one after a break by offering alternative therapies. So this is unanswered.